Hello, June. Hey guys, welcome back. It's June and the June books have dropped for Book of the Month, so we're gonna take a look. I'm very excited. There are only 5 picks this month, so I feel like I've been getting used to there being more than 5 picks, but that's okay. But we're just gonna go ahead and dive right in and see what we think. All right, so just starting out here, we have Honey. I don't recognize this cover at all, but I don't know, I'm kind of intrigued. Rock and roll with this story about the rise of a pop star with a voice like Honey that everyone wants a piece of. Salacious. Okay. Music, 90s, that's interesting, okay. And glamorous. Coming of age story that follows the rise of singer Amber Young as she navigates fame in the late 90s, early 200s, early 2000s era of pop music superstardom. It's 97 and Amber Young has received a life-changing call. It's a chance thousands of girls would die for. The opportunity to join girl group Cloud9. That does sound like a girl, like, pop star group in Los Angeles to escape her small town. She quickly finds herself in the orbits of fellow rising stars Gwen and Wes, member of the biggest boy band in the world, as Amber embarks on her solo career. Oh, okay, so she left the band. It didn't work out. As Amber embarks on her solo career and her fame intensifies, her rich interior life is frequently reduced. Surrounded by people who claim to love her but only wish to exploit her, and driven by a desire for recognition and success, for love and sex, for agency and connection, Amber comes of age at a time when the kaleidoscope of public opinion can distort anything, and one mistake can shatter a career. This says expected publication is June 4th. And it said that it was an early release. Are we considering June 4th an early release now? Because if we are, I'm about to rage. 336 pages, basic. Right now it's sitting right below 4 stars with only 344 ratings. So not super popular yet, but this does say it's historical fiction, young adult, and contemporary fiction, adult music, adult fiction. I don't really feel like this book kind of knows what it wants to be. 1-star romance. Ooh. I don't feel like I would name my book 1 star. Fun, hijinks, and chemistry abound when a struggling artist and stern academic butt heads over a 1-star book review. Let's see, emotional. Multiple viewpoints, writer's life, and enemies to lovers, but not salacious. So, Natalie and Rob couldn't have less in common. Nat's a messy artist, Rob's a rigid academic. The only thing they share is their devotion to their respective best friends, who just got engaged. Of course they did. Still unexpected chemistry as Natalie continuously optimistic about being a maid of honor to Rob's best man. Until minutes before the ceremony, Nat learns that Rob wrote a 1-star review of her new novel, which has them both reeling, Nat from imposter syndrome and Rob over the reason he needed to write it. So right before the ceremony, he just happens to be like, hey, by the way, I hated your book. But when the reception ends, these two opposites hope they'll never meet again. But as they slip from their it's over a timeline. Okay, I kind of like that. As they slip from their 20s into their 30s, they're both forced together whenever their fast-track best friends celebrate another milestone. Makes sense. Through housewarmings, christenings, life-changing triumphs and failures, Natalie and Rob grapple with their own choices and how your harshest critic can be your perfectly imperfect match. Ooh, it's doing well so far. 4.27, only 150 ratings though, so. June 18th this comes out, so okay, 400 pages, that's nice. I don't really feel like it's a book that I'm going to purchase. I feel like it's more of like a, hey, this would be like a library read. Early release, is it really? Rapidly transforming Iran plays backdrop to this drama about the evolution of 2 complex friendship between 2 girls. Feminist, family drama, female friendships, and international. In the 1950s, 7-year-old Ellie lives in grand comfort until the untimely death of her father, forcing Ellie and her mother to move into a tiny home downtown. Lonely and bearing the brunt of her mother's endless grievances, Ellie dreams of a friend to alleviate her isolation. Luckily, on the first day of school, she meets Homa, a kind, passionate girl with a brave spirit. Together, the two girls play games, learn how to cook in the stone kitchen, but their happiness is disrupted when Ellie and her mother are afforded the opportunity to return to their previous life. Now a popular student at the best friend's girls' high school in Iran, Ellie's memories of Homa begin to fade. Years later, her sudden reappearance in Ellie's privileged world alters the course of their lives. So this feels like it's kind of like a coming of age. A 4.53, so doing pretty good. 207 ratings and 336 pages. Oh, so this does come out in July. So it comes out July 2nd. So this is actually a new release, or an early release besides Honey, which was not. So that's nice. But I've said time and time again, historical fiction, not my jam. I just don't do it. Thrillers, however, I have started liking thrillers more and more lately. This is a repeat author, A Talent for Murder. If you begin to suspect the spouse you recently married might be a murderer, what would you do? Asking for a friend. All right, so this is a psychological, multiple viewpoints, non-linear timeline, and marriage issues. I mean, I can imagine marriage issues if you're saying, is my husband a murderer? Yeah, I can think the marriage isn't going great. Martha conceded long ago that she'd likely spend her life alone. She was fine with it. Happy with her solo existence, stimulated by her job as a librarian, constantly surrounded by thought-provoking ideas in the books she loved. But then she met Alan, charming and sweet-natured divorcee with a job that took him on the road for half the year. When he asked her to marry him, she said yes, even though he felt like a stranger. A year in and the marriage is good, except for that strange... What? The marriage is good, except for that strange blood streak on the back of one of his shirts he wore to a conference in Denver. Are you gonna ask Alan about that, Martha? Come on. Her curiosity turning to suspicion, Martha investigates the cities Alan visited over the past year and uncovers a disturbing pattern. 5 unsolved cases of murdered women. Is she married to a serial killer? Could it merely be a coincidence? Unsure what to think, Martha contacts an old friend from graduate school for advice. Lily once helped Martha out of a jam with an abusive boyfriend and may have some insight. Intrigued, Lily offers to meet Alan to find out what kind of man he really is. But what Lily uncovers is more perplexing and wicked than they ever could have expected. Oh, this is a part of a series. Henry Kimball / Lily Kinter number 3. 4.19, 182 ratings, 320 pages, coming out June 11th. I actually am kind of curious by that one. It sounds like a kind of like a fun read. Margo's got money troubles. Repeat author. I don't know what this author did before. Affairs, pro wrestlers, not safe for work content. Oh my, following the rockling journey of a young mother making ends meet. LOL. Salacious, underdog, and mama jama. As a child of a Hooters waitress and an ex-pro wrestler, Margo Millet has always known she'd have to make it on her own. So she enrolls at her local junior college, even though she can't imagine how she'll ever make a living. She's still figuring things out, never planned to have an affair with her English professor. And while the affair is brief, it isn't brief enough to keep her from getting pregnant. Despite everyone's advice, she decides to keep the baby. All right. Now at 20, Margo is alone with an infant, unemployed, and on the verge of eviction. She needs a cash infusion fast. When her estranged father, Jinx, shows up on her doorstep. Hey, Jinx, glad you're here. And asks to move in with her. Sure, Jinx, come on, get in here. She agrees in exchange for help for childcare. When Margo begins to form a plan, she'll only start an OnlyFans as an experiment and soon find herself adapting to some of Jinx's advice from a world of wrestling. Like how to craft a compelling character and make your audience fall in love with you. Before she knows it, she's turned into a runaway success. Could this be the answer to all of her problems? Or does internet fame come with too high of a price? Margo, I wonder. Blistering funny and filled with sharp insight, Margo's Got Money Troubles is a tender tale starring the enduring young heroine who's struggling to wrest money and power from a world that has little interest in giving it to her. I don't know how I feel about this. 4.27, 570 ratings. Is doing pretty well, coming out June 11th as well, 304 pages. I like how small it is. This one sounds like a fun read, but again, not purchase worthy in my mind. Womp womp for this month, honestly. I am not impressed with these choices, to be honest. Like, at all. So I do want to check real quick and look at the add-ons. I want to see what the add-ons are. Look at that. They do have Allie Hazelwood's new book that's coming, Not in Love. Oh, but they couldn't have Bride, which I really wanted. And it's an add-on, so I can't get it anyway because I'm not getting a box this month. All right, Leather and Lark, that is the but the continuation of the series of Butcher and Blackbird, which I read. It was good. But there's that. And then the rom-commers, Catherine Center, she is on Book of the Month a lot. I actually have an ARC for that one. I have not read it yet, though. This one looks kind of good, Jackpot Summer. I like how it's a light read and it's family drama. Like, I feel like that kind of contradicts each other. Turns out sometimes winning the lottery isn't so lucky, especially if you're part of Jersey Shore clan. That sounds wild. Okay, well, those are the June picks. I'm not impressed at all. I definitely will be skipping this month. I do think that there are some good add-ons this month, but the problem with add-ons obviously is being that you have to get a main pick. So if none of the main picks look good, you're kind of out of luck there. I am curious, did any of those sound interesting to you? I am curious if there's any of those that you think I should really check out. Let me know in the comments below. But as always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.